Welcome back again in our new episode of Footwear Exchange, Leather and Footwear Talk. Today we will discuss one of organizer of this exhibition, Mr. Nandagopal K. He is the director of Ask Trade and Exhibition, who actually do this Leathertech fair. So welcome in our talk.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to be in the Leather and Footwear Talk organized by Footwear Exchange.
Mr. Nando, I have some couple of questions for you. First, I just wanted to understand because how this kind of exhibition or this kind of meetup supports in the sector.
See, there are two kinds of trade shows. One is a B2B, another is a B2C. So ours is obviously a B2B, and especially in that it is a technology-oriented trade show. They play a very important role in transformation of knowledge, especially in the area of the production, all aspects of production, whether it is machinery, components, accessory, chemicals, and allied services and IT services to the sector. So most importantly, how it works is the top players in every sector have the wherewithal to go to leading fairs across the world. But the middle and bottom of the pyramid, it could not be affordable. And also to the people in the shop floor, they may not get an opportunity. So the core concept of this kind of exhibition is to bring the global technology to the doorsteps of the local user. That has been our motto. And we have been organizing technology trade shows in Bangladesh since the year 2002. We were doing a garment machinery trade show. So after doing it for about few years, we thought it would be a good opportunity for us to do it for the leather sector also. That is how the concept of Leathertech Bangladesh originated.
So you see some opportunity here in leather sector in Bangladesh, and that actually motivate you to go on Leathertech fair.
Yeah, in case of garment tech, when we did, the sector was reasonably well entrenched and it was growing well. So we have grown with the growth of that sector. But when it comes to the leather, the sector was reasonably small, yet we saw that there could be very good potential, because obviously Bangladesh leather sector has a very good potential, unlike many countries, because in garment sector, when you are in the initial growth, you did not have access to the raw material. The fabric had to be imported. Whereas in leather sector, your advantage itself was you had access to the leather. So that always gave you an advantage. But you had other reasons why it has not grown to its potential. But we are confident that it is a matter of time that the Bangladesh leather sector will flower and do justice to its potential. So keeping those factors in mind, we started the Leathertech.
This is the 9th edition of this exhibition. That means it's already 9 years, and due to COVID maybe 1-2 years it was not happen. So it's let's say last 10-12 years you are seeing this sector and exhibition. How you see the evolution of this? Because you started, let's say, 10 years back, and now the response and all this thing, how it evolved?
See, Leathertech Bangladesh gives a lot of personal satisfaction, because I think though we do about 8 to 9 exhibitions in Bangladesh, Leathertech is one exhibition which has lived up to the promise of ticking all the boxes when it comes to any trade show. So what it has done is, it has exposed the industry to the emerging technology. It has enabled the industry to become self-sufficient. It has also enabled those players who wanted to diversify, and this also exhibition has become a platform for the investors who want to get into this sector, especially from RMG and real estate, use this as a primary source of information to understand and evaluate the cost of operations, productivity, type of machinery, area required, and other things what all required, because it gives them access to a cross section of all the things that is required for somebody getting into the sector. So in that sense, Leathertech has been very satisfying, and to statistically put, we have grown from 336 exhibitors in the first edition to 200 plus exhibitors in the 10th edition, which itself shows the growth of the trade show, which also reflects the growth of the sector. So in that sense is very satisfying. And another important transformation we have been able to see was when we started the domestic market, the imports were of very high proportion, especially in the area of basic footwear. But Leathertech as a platform has been extremely well used by the entrepreneurs in Bangladesh, especially from the small and medium sector, who have bought machines from the trade show and have started manufacturing the basic footwear in the country. With the result, the imports were almost close to 80 to 90% when we started. Now we can very clearly say it's about 40 to 50% or even less. The imports have come down, which has meant local production has improved, employment has improved, and you have also been able to save a precious foreign exchange. More importantly, for a consumer, the cost at which the product is offered has come down. So in that sense, we are very happy. That is why we also call Leathertech as the leather industry networking forum, because everybody feels like coming to this show, not necessarily only if he is buying. So with the result, it has become a networking place where a cross section of the stakeholders come meet and greet each other, and of course interact with all the suppliers who are present here.
That is good point that you mentioned is networking, because normally what we see in this type of exhibition is kind of buyer seller meet. So sometimes it could happen that okay, it's only buying selling meet. So, but do you see there are some other way to that you said networking with all stakeholder, because buyer seller is one part of a stakeholder of this sector. When you put sector, there are different body, different governing body who also have very big role to grow up this sector. So how this Leathertech exhibition could, I would say, play a role on this type of networking, this type of stakeholder engagement?
See, I would give credit to the stakeholders. For example, our lead support is from LFMAB, and we are supported by BTA, we are supported by Padaka Prasutkarak Committee, and we are also supported by Let's Be. So what happened was, when he announced it, unlike the reaction of the associations in other parts of the world, here the association people were very happy, because it was also their dream and objective to do a trade show for the benefit of the stakeholders. So they were very happy. We have been planning, but we are very happy at least somebody has started this, and they started patronizing. And I think that has been the most important and a critical factor in the growth of this exhibition, that all the supporting exhibitions across the cross section, the stakeholders and their members have come across the layers. Decision makers come, senior management come, managers come, and also most importantly the workers come, and also very importantly the people who want to get into the industry also come. So we have created a platform, and this platform has been completely utilized by the sector. As a result, it has benefited everyone. It has been a mutual gain for everybody.
Thank you. You are doing like exhibition like all over the world. So you have different exhibition, other country as well, even a footwear exhibition or leather exhibition. As a outsider, if I ask you that how you see this sector, because you started 10 years back, so you already know how this sector is going 10 years, and what they can do, if I go in future, what this sector can do, what would be your recommendation for that?
See, one thing is, the biggest thing is, I feel true justice to the potential of leather sector in Bangladesh has not yet been done, because you have plenty of leather available locally, you are not able to utilize for different reasons. Initially it was shifting to sour, then your CETP issue has come, and LWG is another issue which is acting as a stumbling block. But it cannot be forever. I feel sooner or later all hindrances will be removed, and the sector can take off like anything. So while the earlier reasons have been a good excuse for people to maintain a status quo and grow slowly, But if the hindrances are removed and given the opportunities, because unlike in other products, there are not many countries which have local availability of leather. So Bangladesh has a fantastic potential in exports as well as in your domestic market, most importantly to the neighboring countries, because we always tend to look at it mostly Europe and US when it comes to everything. But I think here for a change, you can also look at neighboring countries, India as well as neighboring Thailand and also to China, where affordability is there, hence the market will be there, and it is all a question of capability and most importantly raw material availability. So I think the industry has to focus on how do they manage once suddenly there are a lot of orders coming in, because there is also a sector which has reasonable level of skills that are required, because it is a raw material which has to be handled with care, and it is also expensive. You also have to have a very good productivity to match the competing countries in terms of price. So when those factors are involved, this should be treated as a sophisticated industry, and you have to have an ecosystem where the trained manpower is the output from the institutes or learning centers has to be proportionately higher. It should not happen with poaching, people should not take workers from one factory to the other, because you go nowhere with that. The idea is to have a reasonable mechanism in place where you are able to have a trained manpower when the industry grows. Another one is, I think we have to also use forums like ours to talk more about the domestic sector, which normally does not get the due it deserves. And Bangladesh is also one of the unique countries where most of the top exporters are already in the domestic sector, led by Apex, which is very unique, because even if you take in India, you have a different set of players when it comes to domestic sector, and exporters are separate breed. So here you already have the expertise what the global importers are enjoying can be offered to your local consumers also, because the expertise already is there and the same players are playing, and your middle class is also growing, and then there will be demand for, one is affordability of existing type of product, and there will be a demand for higher quality of product. So domestic sector we need to also talk about in terms of number, trends and things like that, so that we are able to encourage a consumer to consume in that level also. So I think most of the stakeholders are ready, and initiative taken by the government on various export processing zones is also highly encouraging. And we are also seeing some shift of factories from China, Korea or Vietnam coming over to Bangladesh. I think that number only will increase, which will also bring in the best practices from those factories and discipline. And my urge will be to reasonably popularize this sector, so that we are able to get a good talent into the industry, because existing talent, okay, we have come this far, but ultimately for the sector to flourish, you need better talent from the country to come into this sector. So if that were to happen, I think I am very optimistic and bullish about the
Thank
Bangladesh.
You. I think this is the last question that I would like to ask you. What differences we will see next, like 9th Leathertech fair? What differences we will see? What you plan to promote those networking, to promote this thing? What is your future plan?
So, according to me, we have met Footwear Exchange, where it gives us an organization with whom we can collaborate, so that we are able to reach into the sector, because you have a very good connect. And the idea is it is extremely critical, because what is important is not always the investment. It is the knowledge where to invest, in what to invest is most critical, which makes or breaks sector. So we can look at different initiatives which either recognizes talent within the sector, or maybe seminar, symposiums or talk shows which can happen there. And another aspect I would also like to emphasize is, exhibitions are trivialized, seeing only from the point of view of There are suppliers, you go and buy machinery. There are suppliers where you go and negotiate. There are suppliers who you go and ask for a lower price or faster delivery. But besides this, there is a element of extreme knowledge which is available, which needs to be exploited. It is the fact that most of the participants being from different countries, they also supply to our competitors. Bangladesh competitors, they also supply. So they also know what they are doing right, which can be understood by our industry in Bangladesh, and we can make the fine tuning. So I would say we can look at possibly using their presence as well as the knowledge they have to communicate it to the sector, be it production or the methodology in which the factories are run, or maintaining the quality, or addressing the affluent treatment, or whatever it could be. Because they have exposure to multiple markets, we can create small modules of programs where they share what they see Bangladesh can improve based on an example which is already happening, so that our learning curve becomes shorter, plus we get good ideas without having to reinvent everything ourselves. So that I think are the things which we plan to do it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nando, talking with us. I think this is a very good collaboration and hope it will continue. Thank you very much.
And I also congratulate Footwear Exchange for the unique positioning they have brought into the sector. I'm pretty sure you will, with your in-depth availability to various stakeholders and the feedback what you would be getting, we will be able to do a lot of things which are important to them, because we will get things. And I congratulate both of you for the concept per se, and we are very happy to have collaborated with you, and we'll continue the collaboration to take it to do justice to the idea of knowledge sharing.
Thank you.